Hail Mahishmata! Hey everybody, so this is a movie review for Baahubali, The Beginning. Came out in 2015, and I want to say ahead of time, I apologize if I get names wrong, if I pronounce them wrong, please forgive me. Yeah, so this is directed by S.S. Rajamouli, and written by him too, starring a actor named Prabhas, who plays Baahubali. So I have a link to the trailer in the description below. You guys should check that out. I also did a reaction video for the trailer if you want to see that, if you haven't. I'll have a link to that down there also. So this movie opens up as a story about a woman being chased by some soldiers, and she's got a baby. And she's trying to save the baby, and the baby is saved by a village that lives at the bottom of this gigantic waterfall. And the story is about our hero, which is the baby, looking in search, always wanting to know what's at the top of that waterfall, and goes in search of the woman of his dreams, and ends up finding out about his origins and why he's important, why he's our hero. So this is a fantasy movie. You have to suspend belief, just like any other fantasy movie. And there's a lot of elements in there that remind me of other mythos from other cultures, like Hercules or Samson, Moses, King Arthur, a lot of the Kung Fu legends from China or the samurai legends from Japan. It has that feel of that fantastical mythos. Avantika, she's the lady that he's trying to find. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. I like her a lot. And she's kind of a badass. She can kick some serious butt. She's kind of the counterpart to Baahubali, at least for some of the parts in the movie. She's like the reason he goes to the top of the waterfall, gets to the top of the waterfall. And it's kind of a love story in the beginning between those two. So one of the things about this movie is, don't ever put women or children in danger. You will die. You will die. And if you're a mother or a woman holding a baby, she will kill you while holding the baby. She can literally kill you with her hand not tied behind her back, but that's pretty impressive. If you can just take someone out while you're holding the baby, that's pretty badass right there. Now our bad guy is, all right, I'm going to get this wrong, but let me give it a shot. Balaladavia. So I ruined that, I'm sure. He is a good bad guy. Like, within seconds of meeting this guy, you already want him to die. He's up there with the baddest of the bad. And he does a very good job. He's very much of the kind of bad guy you would see in a lot of these other types of mythic arcs. Now, when we get to some of the battle scenes, I like seeing strategy. I don't like confused battle sequences, because then the audience doesn't know what's going on. We're just seeing different sections of the battle, but they all look the same. We just don't know where they are or why. And what I loved about this one is they talked about the strategy ahead of time, and they showed you like on a map of what they were planning to do. And so when you get to the battle, you know where everybody is and where they're going and why they're going there, and where the progression of it all is. And it made the battle sequences that much better because I knew the layout. I knew what was going on. So I really loved that they put in that little scene right before all that to explain how the battle was going to progress and what they call the trident that no one has tried before. Now, I'm not going to give away any spoilers because this movie has some major spoilers in it. But I do want to talk about a couple of things in the battle sequences that really caught my eye. One of them was they took this huge, like, it was a silk or fabric and sewed it together into large, huge blankets and then attached them to cannonballs. And then they launched the cannonballs, so it has this gorgeous view of this waving cloth coming through the air towards the enemy. And then the enemy finds out that it's covered in oil and it lights on fire. It was a really cool, although unrealistic, but still very cool way of killing enemy soldiers. I really liked that. I'm not going to mention some of the other cool stuff that are in the battle sequences. I'll save that for the viewers. But I just wanted to touch on that one that it really popped out at me. I was like, ooh, that looks really cool. Now, the cinematography in this movie was excellent. It reminded me of a lot of the kung fu huge epics, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or some of the Jet Li movies where they have, really bright colors and huge expanse, very big scope, and so the cinematography and the directing of that was great. I loved it. It looked beautiful on screen. So a couple of things that bothered me a little bit. One was some of the transitions between scenes were too stark and were confusing at first. Like they were too blunt. And so you would be like, what, okay, where are we now? What's that? And then it takes a couple of seconds to get into the new scene of where you are. So I would have liked to see a smoother transition between some of those sections. A couple of scenes, although they looked gorgeous, the transition would go from like a grassland near a river and then into a snowy forest. But there's no in-between. So you're like, well, how are they in a snowy forest now? And then when they come back, you realize the weather is coming down the mountain in a way. So the snow is getting into the fields, but we didn't know that when we were going into the snow. So that kind of goes back to some of those transitions. I think they could have been smoother and explained better of why we went from here to here. But it doesn't take too long for you to reacclimate and know where you are. I think the trailer is a little misleading in that for American audiences, at least, I think the majority of American audiences don't know that a lot of Indian films are musicals or have musical parts in them. And so the trailer makes it look like an epic battle movie or a war epic. But there's really about an hour in the beginning that's a lot of characterization and kind of a little love story or blooming love story and some songs in there. And so for the, a regular Western audience, they would be confused. Be like, what is going on? Where is the stuff that was in the trailer? But then once we get into it, then, yeah, it's like full steam ahead. So you really have to just be patient and follow the characters in that first hour. And trust me, it will pay off huge at the end. We're just not used to musicals over here. We had them a while ago. We get one every now and then. But we don't normally have musicals as movies that often. All in all, I loved the movie. I thought it was great. There's a thing at the end where at the end of the movie you're like, what? Where's the next movie? Where's the next movie? And it doesn't come out until this year. So I want to see it, but I guess I have to wait a year. I don't think they'll have, because this one came out in 2015. I don't know how long it will take for it to hit the States. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good subtitled version out here pretty soon after it comes out in India. And that's one of the things I did want to mention is, as a film viewer and a movie reviewer, I prefer subtitles over dubbing. Now, I know a lot of people just don't like to read the subtitles, but if I'm going to review a movie, I want to see it the way that the director intended it to be seen. So I want to see the actors actually speaking their lines, no matter what language it is. Because that's a big part of the acting, is how they say something. Even though I don't understand the words that they're saying, it still has an impact on their acting. So I want, at least for the first viewing, I want to see the movie as it's intended to be watched and read the subtitles. And then sometimes later down the road, if I just want to see the movie and I know what's going on and it might be in the background, then I'll watch a dubbed version just because I know already. I much prefer subtitles over dubbing. I don't think they dub movies very well. I can't really think of too many movies that have been dubbed very well. The one I watched had subtitles, so that was great. I totally recommend seeing it. Check it out. I'm ready for the second one because I want to know what happens. The second one is called Baahubali, The Conclusion. So we got the beginning, then the conclusion. I'm excited. Now I just wanted to say something to my subscribers. Recently it's been a little overwhelming. I've gotten a lot of subscribers in the past day. I think I got maybe 100 in the past 24 hours, and I'm close to doubling what I had last week. So it's been a little overwhelming. All the comments and everything have been great. I love looking at them, reading them, what you guys have to say. And I am going to have some more reactions coming up. I've got other reactions I need to do also. And later this week I'm going to have a review of Hail Caesar and Deadpool, because I'm seeing those on Wednesday and Thursday out here. So I've got a lot of stuff coming in the pipeline, so please be patient. I'm doing as many as I can, because I still have a day job. But thank you guys so much for all the support. It's blowing my mind. You guys are awesome. And I want to take this opportunity to talk about my brother's book. My brother has a book called Must Sting, and it's a play on words on the car Mustang. And if you like rich characters, very complicated rich characters, and cars, then you may like the book. And I'm going to have a link to that in the description also. So if you liked this review, like, share, subscribe, comment below, tell me what you thought about the movie. What did I miss? What do you think I got wrong? Even though I don't think I got it wrong, because I'm me. But like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys on the next video.